Okay, so get this.
Yeah.
Imagine you're a mother, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you've just been through this just agonizing trial
Right.
of the man accused of murdering your daughter.
Oh, wow.
And he's found guilty.
Okay.
You know, you're finally going to get some sense of justice, some closure.
Yeah.
But then he just vanishes
What
before sentencing.
Wow, that's
Gone.
unbelievable.
That's exactly what happened to Darcy Bass,
Okay.
Libby Lewis's mother.
Okay.
In this case, I mean, really gripped this small town of Sabine County, Texas.
Mm.
I mean, it's just...
It's a parent's worst nightmare, right?
It is. It is.
I mean, to go through that whole ordeal
Yeah.
and then to have that happen, it's just...
And have no resolution.
Yeah, exactly.
And to think about what that does to a family, to a community,
Right.
it's just devastating.
Absolutely.
And what's so disturbing about this case
Yeah.
is how you know it starts as this seemingly straightforward tragedy.
Yeah.
A young woman's death at a Halloween party.
Right, a typical Halloween party.
Right, and then it just kind of unravels to reveal all these layers of failures and darkness.
Yeah, and just like the human capacity for doing these things.
Exactly.
It's just shocking.
So we're going to dive deep into this case.
Okay.
We've got court transcripts.
Mm-hmm.
We've got news reports, witness accounts.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to try and make sense of it all.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's go back to the beginning. Halloween night, 2020.
Okay.
Libby Lewis, 19 years old, full of life,
Mm-hmm.
heads to this party
Yeah.
with her boyfriend, Matthew Edgar.
Mm?
It's a typical small-town scene, right?
Yeah, like you said, a typical Halloween party.
Costumes, music, friends.
Everybody's there.
But even at this point, you know,
Yeah.
there's these tensions brewing.
Right. And the sources we looked at said that as the night goes on,
Yeah.
there's alcohol involved, there's jealousy.
Yeah.
This argument breaks out between Matthew and Libby.
Right.
And witnesses described it as really explosive.
Right. More than just your average, you know, couple spat.
Exactly.
So Matthew's convinced that Libby's flirting with another man,
Oh, boy.
and his anger just boils over.
Oh, so this is where it starts to get bad.
Yeah. So Libby decides to leave the party,
Okay.
seeks refuge at the homeowner's place,
Right.
but the confrontation doesn't end there.
Oh, no.
Matthew pursues her,
Uh-oh.
and witnesses report seeing him threaten both Libby
Wow.
and his ex-wife, Montana, who was also at the party.
So now he's threatening multiple people.
Yeah, and this is where things take a really devastating turn.
Okay.
Hours later, Libby's body is found in her car
Oh, gosh.
on this remote road,
Oh, wow.
and the scene is grim.
I can imagine.
First responders, they find Matthew
Okay.
lying in a ditch, covered in blood,
Huh.
claiming he was stabbed.
Right.
But there's no evidence of any wounds on him.
So what's going on here?
Right, it's a scene riddled with questions.
Yeah.
I mean, was this premeditated? Was this a crime of passion?
Right.
What happened?
And how did this guy end up,
Yeah,
walking free? That's the biggest question.
right. And that's where we start to see these cracks in the system.
Yeah.
It just becomes glaringly apparent.
So despite everything, despite how he's acting, the lack of evidence,
Yeah.
Judge Craig Mixon grants him bail.
I mean, can you believe that?
That's unbelievable.
And as you can imagine, the public is outraged.
Rightly so.
Protests erupt
Wow.
in Sabine County.
Yeah.
Because how could this happen?
How could the justice system fail so badly?
Yeah, so that's when you got a young woman's life at stake.
Right. It doesn't make sense.
And his outrage is just further fueled by what happens next.
Okay.
While Matthew is out on bail,
Uh-huh.
he has a run-in with Libby's mother, Darcy,
Oh, boy.
at a local gas station.
No.
And the grief, the anger,
Yeah.
the sheer injustice of the situation,
Yeah.
it overwhelms her.
Understandably.
She confronts him, throws things at his vehicle, and she even admits to damaging his property in this really raw Facebook post.
So it all just kind of came out.
It did. It all came out.
And she's not even trying to hide it.
No, she's not.
She's just...
In that moment, it really captures the raw emotion
Yeah.
at the heart of this whole case.
Right.
And Darcy's actions,
Yeah.
they resonated with a lot of the community.
Right. I mean, they see her as this grieving mother.
Right.
Who's desperate for justice.
Yeah,
And the legal system just isn't providing it.
exactly.
Oh.
And this incident, it really shines a light on the immense pressure
Yeah.
that social media can
Oh,
bring
yeah.
to bear in these types of cases.
Exactly.
Darcy's Facebook post goes viral. It draws national attention.
Wow.
It further intensifies the whole debate about Matthew's release on bail.
Right. Because now everybody's watching.
Everyone's watching.
Wow.
And as the trial approaches, A year after that Halloween night,
Yeah.
this sense of anticipation and unease hangs heavy over Sabine County.
I can imagine.
Everyone wants answers.
They want justice for Libby.
They want justice.
Yeah.
But what unfolds in the courtroom
Yeah.
is even more shocking and disturbing
Than anyone could have imagined.
than anyone could have imagined.
Wow. Okay. I'm ready. Let's hear it. I mean, just picture it. You're in this courtroom and there's this stunned silence.
Yes.
Everyone's just in shock.
Yeah,
The man on trial for murder,
right.
Matthew Edgar, he's vanished.
Poof, gone.
He just disappeared.
Like a bad magic trick.
Right. And he was supposed to be under the watchful eye of the law, right?
Yeah, you would think so.
But somehow he just slips through the cracks.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
And it gets worse.
How could it get worse?
Because this whole disappearance just brings to light even deeper flaws in the system
Oh, no.
that was supposed to keep everyone safe.
It's just mind-boggling.
It is. It really is.
So Matthew Edgar, a murder suspect, granted bail,
Right.
and then he escapes.
I know. It's unbelievable.
But while law enforcement is scrambling,
Uh-huh.
trying to find him, the trial goes on.
Okay.
And during the sentencing phase,
Yeah.
we learn all this disturbing information
Okay.
about Matthew's past.
Oh, so this is where it gets really
Yeah.
interesting.
Oh, yeah, this is where those cracks in the system
Yeah.
become chasms.
Okay. Lay it on me.
Okay, so we learn that Matthew
Yeah.
was already on probation
For what?
for a previous crime.
Wow.
And this detail, I mean, it seems like it was either overlooked or minimized
Yeah.
when the judge granted him bail.
So nobody even thought about that.
Right. And on top of that,
Yeah.
he was supposed to be wearing an ankle monitor, right?
Right. To track his movements.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But guess what? He
What?
stopped charging it.
So basically he was already off the grid
He was
before he even escaped.
before he even escaped.
Oh my God.
I mean, it's just shocking.
how does that even happen?
Right.
I mean, was anybody checking up on this guy?
Right. And you have to wonder,
Yeah.
how could this have happened?
Yeah.
How could someone with a prior criminal record,
Right. Right.
with this clear disregard
Yeah.
for court-ordered monitoring,
Yeah.
be deemed safe enough to be released on bail in a murder case?
Right. It's like nobody was taking this seriously.
It's like they weren't.
It's a murder case, for crying out loud.
Exactly.
So what were the legal criteria for granting bail?
Right.
Did anybody even look at those?
Right. And did they even consider the risks
Yeah.
that Matthew posed to the community?
Right. These are tough questions.
They are.
But somebody needs to answer them.
They do.
Somebody messed up.
They did.
Big time.
They did. And to make matters worse,
Oh.
the revelations don't stop there.
What else happened?
While he's out on bond,
Yeah.
he gets arrested again.
He gets arrested again.
Yes.
What for?
This time for assault and criminal mischief.
Oh, boy.
And the victim
Yeah.
is his ex-wife, Montana.
So he's still causing trouble,
He is.
even while out on bond.
And the details of this assault,
Mm.
they're just really disturbing.
Oh, no. What did he do?
Matthew's accused of choking Montana,
Oh, gosh.
kicking, damaging her car.
This guy is bad news.
He is.
I mean, it's clear he has a history of violence, especially towards women.
Exactly. And it amplifies the sense of injustice
Yeah.
surrounding Libby's case.
It's like the system failed her
Yes, on multiple levels.
and her family.
And her family.
Yeah.
First by granting bail to someone with this history,
Right.
then by failing to monitor him,
Yeah.
allowing him to disappear.
And potentially hurt other people.
Exactly.
It's a mess.
It is a mess, and in the midst of all this chaos,
Yeah.
Libby's mother, Darcy Bass,
Yeah.
becomes a voice for the voiceless.
Right, because somebody has to speak up.
She takes to social media,
Yeah.
expressing her grief, her frustration,
All right.
and demanding answers.
Good for her.
And her posts,
Yeah.
they're a mix of heartbreak and anger,
Yeah.
and this fierce determination to get justice for her daughter.
She's not going to let this go.
She's not.
She's going to keep fighting.
She is. But her social media presence,
Yeah.
it becomes a double-edged sword.
How so?
On one hand,
Yeah.
it gives her this platform
Right.
to keep Libby's story alive,
Right, to keep people talking about.
to rally support,
Yeah.
to put pressure on authorities.
Oh, yeah, to find Matthew.
Exactly.
Right.
But on the other hand,
Yeah.
it opens her up to so much scrutiny,
Right.
criticism,
Yeah.
the relentless churn of the online world.
The trolls, the negativity
Yeah,
that comes with it.
And some people criticize her
For what?
for airing her grief so publicly.
I think she should just keep it private.
Yeah. And for making accusations against Matthew's family,
Oh, interesting.
who she believes helped him escape.
Oh, so there's some conspiracy theories going on.
There are,
Okay.
but others applaud her courage,
Right.
her tenacity.
Yeah.
They see her as this grieving mother fighting for her daughter when the system failed.
Right, because the system did fail her.
It did, it did.
It's a tough situation.
It is.
And it shows how complicated social media can be
Yeah,
in these types of cases.
exactly.
It can be a good thing, it can be a bad thing. It's a powerful tool,
Yeah.
but it can also be really damaging.
Absolutely. And as
Yeah.
weeks turn into months,
Yeah.
Matthew Edgar remains elusive.
Nobody can find him.
Nobody can find him.
Wow.
The manhunt continues,
Yeah.
but there's no sign of him.
And Darcy's frustration, I mean, I bet it's just mounting.
It is.
Yeah.
And her social media posts,
Yeah.
they become more pointed, more accusatory.
She's just getting more and more desperate.
She is
Yeah.
reflecting this mounting despair of a mother
Right.
whose hope for justice seems to be slipping away.
Yeah, because it's been months.
It has.
And nobody knows where this guy is.
Right. And then, a break in the case,
Okay, tell me.
this true crime show,
Uh-huh.
In Pursuit with John Walsh.
Oh, I've seen that show.
Right.
Yeah.
Known for its focus on fugitive cases.
Right.
They decide to feature Libby's story
Okay.
and Matthew's escape.
Wow, so they're putting it out there
They are.
for the whole world to see.
And the episode airs.
Yeah.
And it brings national attention to the case.
Okay.
And it puts renewed pressure
Yeah.
on law enforcement
To find this guy.
to find him. And this is where we see
Yeah.
the potential impact
Yeah.
of true crime media.
Right.
It can shed light on cold cases,
Right. Exactly.
bring attention to systemic failures.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes,
Yeah.
as in this case,
Yeah.
it can lead to a crucial tip.
Okay, so what happened?
Shortly after the episode airs,
Yeah.
a tip comes in.
Someone saw the show.
They did.
Wow.
It leads authorities to a house
Okay.
near Hemp Hill, Texas,
Okay.
not far from Sabine County.
Okay.
And there,
Yeah.
hiding out with an accomplice,
He had help.
he did.
Wow.
They find him.
They got him.
Matthew Edgar is finally captured.
It's about time.
It is,
Wow, what a relief.
it is a moment of relief
For Libby's family.
for the community.
Yeah.
This long manhunt is over.
Thank goodness.
Matthew Edgar will finally face justice
Finally.
for the crime he committed.
Right.
But his capture,
Yeah.
it opens up a whole new set of questions.
Like what?
Matthew Edgar, he's finally behind bars.
Yeah.
Captured after months on the run.
It's a long time.
It is. And you'd think this would bring some closure, right?
You would think so.
A feeling that justice is being served.
Yeah, you'd think so.
But this case, it's far from over.
Really? Why? What else is there?
I mean, his capture, it's just one piece
Yeah.
of a very complex puzzle.
Okay.
And we're left grappling with all these unsettling questions.
Like what?
Like, how did he manage to evade authorities for so long?
Right.
And was he really alone in his escape?
Right. Did he have help?
Or did he have help? Exactly.
Yeah.
And the investigation reveals that Matthew was likely hiding in plain sight,
What do you mean?
staying close to his support network,
Oh, okay.
relying on people he knew, people he trusted.
So people were helping him.
It seems so.
Wow.
And that tip that led to his arrest,
Yeah, the one from the show.
the one from In Pursuit with John Walsh.
Yeah.
I mean, think about that for a second.
Yeah.
A national true crime show
Yeah.
played a pivotal role
Wow.
in cracking this case.
So it really does make a difference.
It does. It underscores the power
Yeah.
of media exposure,
Yeah.
how it can shine a light on
Right.
cases that might otherwise fade from public view.
Right. They get forgotten.
Exactly. And how it can mobilize viewers
Yeah.
to become active participants in the pursuit of justice.
Right. Because they're invested now.
They are.
They want to see it through.
They do. They do.
That's amazing.
But it also raises these questions
About what?
about the role of true crime
Okay.
in our society.
Yeah. That's a good question.
I mean, is it a force for good,
Yeah.
helping to solve crimes,
Mm,
bring closure to families,
right.
or does it sometimes exploit tragedy for
Yeah.
entertainment,
Go.
blurring the lines between information and sensationalism?
It's a tough one.
It is. It's a complex issue
Yeah.
with no easy answers.
I agree.
But in this case,
Yeah.
it's undeniable that In Pursuit
Mm,
played a crucial role in bringing Matthew Edgar to justice.
yeah, for sure.
And his capture
Yeah.
really throws the spotlight back onto his family
Okay.
and their potential involvement.
Right, because remember, Darcy, Libby's mother.
She's been vocal all along
Yeah, about her suspicions.
about her suspicions.
Yeah.
Pointing to what she sees as suspicious activity.
Oh, like on social media and
On
stuff?
social media, exactly.
Okay.
And questioning their claims that he just vanished.
Right, like they didn't know anything.
They knew nothing.
Yeah.
And the investigation into their potential involvement is ongoing.
Oh, wow. So this might not be over yet.
It might not be.
Hmm.
It's a thorny legal and ethical issue.
It is. It is.
To what extent
Yeah.
are family members obligated to cooperate with law enforcement,
Right.
especially when it comes to someone they love?
Right. Even if that person did something terrible.
Even if that person is accused of a horrific crime.
That's a really tough question.
It is. It is.
You want to be loyal to your family,
Yeah,
but you also want to do the right thing.
you do.
So what do you do?
It's a question that goes to the heart of loyalty, family bonds,
Mm-hmm.
the complexities of our justice system.
Yeah, there's no easy answer to that.
There isn't. And as these legal proceedings continue,
Yeah.
we're reminded that this case is about so much more
Yeah.
than just one man's actions.
It's about Libby.
It is about Libby Lewis,
Yeah.
whose life was tragically cut short.
Way too soon.
It's about a mother, Darcy Bass,
Mm.
who has shown incredible strength and resilience.
I can't imagine what she's going through.
I know, in the face of unimaginable grief, fighting tirelessly for justice for her daughter.
She's a strong woman,
She is.
and she's not giving up.
She is not.
Good for her.
And it's about a community
Yeah.
grappling with the failure of its systems
Right.
to protect its most vulnerable members.
That's the saddest part of this whole thing.
It is. It is.
That the system failed.
It did. It did.
And Libby paid the price.
This deep dive has taken us on a journey
Yeah.
through the twists and turns of a small town murder case.
Yeah, it turned into something much bigger.
It did. It became a national headline.
It's crazy how these things happen.
And we've examined the evidence,
Mm-hmm.
the players, the cracks in the system
Yeah.
that allowed this tragedy to unfold.
It's heartbreaking.
It is. We've seen how personal grief
Yeah.
can play out on a public stage.
Right, with social media and everything.
How social media can be both a weapon and a shield.
Yeah, it's a powerful tool,
It is. It is.
but it can also be really damaging.
It can. It can.
Like we saw with Darcy.
Exactly. And how true crime media
Yeah.
can be a catalyst for justice.
Right, like In Pursuit.
In Pursuit, exactly.
Yeah.
But perhaps the most important takeaway
Yeah. What is it?
from this deep dive
Yeah.
is the enduring need for vigilance,
Okay.
for compassion,
Yeah.
for a justice system that truly serves and protects.
Yeah, it's what we need.
It's a reminder that we all have a role to play
Mm.
in demanding accountability,
Right.
supporting victims,
Yeah.
and working towards a world where tragedies like Libby Lewis's death
Yeah.
aren't just mourned, but actively prevented.
That's the goal, right?
That's the goal. That's the hope.
to learn from this.
To learn from this and prevent it from happening again.
Exactly.
And as we conclude this deep dive,
Yeah.
I just want to encourage everyone listening
Mm-hmm.
to continue exploring these issues.
Right. Keep the conversation going.
Keep the conversation going, to
Yeah.
engage in informed discussions,
Yeah.
and to use your voice
Right.
to advocate for a more just and equitable society.
Yeah, it's what we need.
The fight for justice, it doesn't end with a conviction.
No, it doesn't.
It continues in the conversations we have,
Right.
the choices we make,
Yeah.
the actions we take
Every day.
every day.
So thank you for joining us for this deep dive.
And thank you all for listening.